Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We're doing it today. We're talking about men. I was just on a well, I was in the I was watching a panel with Glenn Lawrence, I think maybe who I don't know, but there was a bunch of other people on there, and Denizen was on there. They were talking about men, and so we decided to carry the stream over here. Denizen is here. I don't know if he's here, but he's in the back. Are you there? Well, he'll come back at some point. And Moose was in the comments. It was all okay. Here's what I want to do.
Hello.
Hey, I'm really working on trying to be
Can you hear
compassionate
me?
to the ignorant. Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Oh wait, I had to mute it. Sorry.
Oh. Um I'm working off of this other mic today. So how is my mic, everyone?
It's we can hear you.
All right. If it gets too close or too far, just let me know. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to be. That was a really ignorant conversation to me, but I want to believe that they just don't know better and they're in good faith, and that's just the starting point that they're at. So I'm trying to take a compassionate stance, and but we can have our version of the conversation now. And Moose, you can come up too if you want her. It No women are coming on the panel today, so if you want to come up, we're talking about men's things that men go through. And if you're a man and want to come up and talk about that, Vic, you can come up too. This is a limited open panel. Hang on, let me.
Vic. I missed Vic.
Yeah. So what is up?
Nothing. I got. I'm trying to do panels. To
Like give you hours?
yeah, and get my channel. To show up some again. It's been inactive for like over a year, and I have a lot of.
Do you because you have almost 500 subs already. Is that were those from before, or did you get that when you reactivated it?
I've gotten maybe another 30 in the last week or so. Let me see.
Well, here I'm gonna drop your channel. Here, everyone. This is Den's channel, and if you could like and subscribe. He streams. Den's a good channel to follow because he streams. He goes on other panels and he restreams. So you get a wide selection of panels from just his one channel.
I've gotten 44 subs in the last 30 days.
Damn, from just going on panels.
Yeah.
Well,
and
good.
I've only been restreaming for a week, so most of those are just from other people's panels.
Oh, I thought you were doing it longer than that. That's pretty good then. And if y'all don't mind giving me a like or subscribe too, if you haven't already, we're trying to grow ours at least to 500 so we can get monetized. Well, good, because I can use you as a scout then, and you can go on all these panels for me, and I can sample them through you, and that way I won't have to risk all the communication breakdowns and social weirdness that's been going on.
You can take notes from the bleachers.
Yeah, I could work the comment section.
Let me shout out Toe for Life, Matthew the King, Joe Cool, Bex,
Joe is
Shiva
already here with the slander and insinuations, trying to bring down the man.
He's my best troll.
Oh, Joe is? He's your Frank?
Yeah, because like nobody cares enough about what I say to actually troll me, which I find to be an asset. I almost embrace the tediousness of my own opinions in order to encourage people to feel that way about it.
That's one strategy. One thing that struck me today with the conversation was Dutchy was complaining about tone policing, which is a legitimate thing to complain about, and then turns around and starts to emotion police. somebody. So
No, she was. She was
well, on
being
the stream she was. She
sarcastic,
told the guy, "Calm down." He was getting too emotional.
right? Because that's what he said to her. She was being sarcastic.
Oh, she was like throwing it back at him. She wasn't being
Yeah,
serious.
she was saying, "Oh, are you getting emotional now?" Pointing out how it's an unfair accusation to hurl it at her to begin with.
Those are all ways of like redirecting the conversation away from somebody's argument or content or point onto these superficial considerations that I guess they think they have more of an advantage at. Um, I'll let you be the judge. And we have another troll volunteer here. We need a little troll
Bex,
army
we can
too. I
try
think
it
that
out.
would help as well.
We could test it out, Bex. See how it works. See if it's
Because
good.
we do get some high quality trolls around here.
I have not seen high quality trolls on YouTube yet.
There's a few. Frank comes to mind. He's one of my favorite. I like Daniel Price a lot, and I'm not even sure he's trying to be a troll. The Freak, Jonathan Montero. Oh my God. What an honor to have him on our channel. Here's speaking of. Well, I'm not. You know, we're in a polycule. You knew that from the start. This was an open deal, and I'm trying to debate whether to even invite you on today because I didn't want a lot of feminine energy. We were talking about man stuff. It's kind of 50. I'm being completely serious though. It's kind of 50-50 with him. He's definitely the gay in the relationship. Oh, dirty. Absolutely. Just stick around. Just watch like a couple of these streams and you'll pick it up in no time. And you know what? Another thing, join the Discord. If you want to learn some trolling, that's the place to hang out.
Oh
Ben has
man,
one and I have one, so you can get our.
I don't even support emasculation, but that was chef's kiss. I don't know why you don't like me.
You, midlife, mid logic. I don't dislike you at all.
It's because you come on panel when you're in the passenger seat of the car where your girlfriend's driving and you're in the same car with her, and then you pretend to have certain opinions. That's the part where
you talking about mid bro?
Yeah. She's driving, they're in the same car, and he's like, yes, no, women are not, men, this and that.
Well, I don't understand why somebody with a happy relationship with the what comes up here and complains like they're this incel that can't find women and are being mistreated by women when you're in a perfectly normal, happy male-female relationship. It was a gift, actually. I wish I could tell you where to got it. I suspect Amazon. If knowing this person, they probably just picked it up off of Amazon.
That's what it was. He said the president shouldn't have access to pussy on the side.
Either one. Well, I think the one I'm with Monique that on her comment on the Bill Clinton affair. He's the president. He's supposed to be getting his dick sucked.
Yeah, and like Chappelle said, it was like he was busy because he just opened the door and was like, "You there? Come here." Shout out to Bear Britain Audits.
The horn. This is my my masculine. This is my manliness. The horns. I'm also a Satanist, so it's very symbolic and representative for me. And I'm also autistic. So take your pick. It's any and all of those things. Oh, did I post the link? But this is an open panel as long as it's men that want to come up and have sane, rational conversations about men stuff.
What about masculine women?
Hey, freak.
Like Duchess.
Like who?
Like Duchess. I'm just playing.
That doesn't fall into my category of like what's her face? Rachel's ghost. Yeah,
she is a man.
Come up if you want. We're trying to put together a men's group anyway. We're gonna stream one of them, and we're gonna have another one. Hey, Bear G.
She-Mel Pig.
Oh, gay Satan for sure. You talking about like shit? Well, actually, Satan would win on any metric: physical, charisma, sheer force of will, fashion, all of it.
Barney, flattery will get you everywhere.
You're not being replaced. You can okay. I'm gonna have to. This is what I'm talking about. The feminine energy. Is this how it happens? Like, because what I have noticed is men are capitulating to feminine energy
Yep.
in situations where I would, and I see them doing it lately around things like logic. Logic and the way logic is deployed can make some women feel bad, or people that are not logical feel bad. So instead of like explaining how logic works to them, they do this thing where, well, logic's not always all it's cracked up to be, and it's always not the best tool in every situation. So you really have to be, and so they start to undermine logic on behalf of protecting the feelings of people instead of saying, well, this is logic, it's a good thing. If you feel a certain type of way about it, maybe it's not for you, but I don't think society should stop using it. I didn't know I was either, Joe. People do tell me that though. I'm trying to be the world's most unfunny comedian. I was inspired by Baby Reindeer, and I want to be even less funny than he was. No, I'm tired of the social and the communication breakdown stuff that's been happening on the panels. I'm just every time I go on these panels, I feel like a bull in a china shop, and I'm just a nuisance. I feel like my intelligent questioning of the issues is not welcome. I feel like the social coordination of I'm over it. I'm gonna stay in my little corner, and people can come to me. I'm not trying to be anybody's problem child or scapegoat.
This also when I realized you were right about what you said one of the last times I was on the panel before. Uh, about trying to like change who you are and how you're doing things and how you're running things. And that was never my intention. But then it was like, why was I doing what I was doing then? And I didn't have a reason. And I think we get along better now. You know,
What are what is it that you changed or refresh my
um, I know what not to discuss, and
you're talking about on your panels?
with you,
Oh, the only thing I remember was the free will conversation, and it wasn't necessarily even the topic. It was uh, the style, our communication style when we were talking about it. We would overtalk and cut off and interrupt, and I think that was frustrating us more than even the topic itself. But for some reason, that topic caused a lot of that. Yeah, Joe, I go on these panels to build community, thinking I'm connecting with like-minded souls because
right?
they're recommended by people in the community, and it's just a disaster every time. I don't think I'm building community. I think I'm destroying community, and I don't think I'm enhancing their panels at all. And I'm affecting my mental health too. So it's that positive maladjustment I've talked about before. I need to recognize my lane and just stay in it.
Hmm.
That's what this is.
That's what I was saying about myself. You just articulated it better. I wasn't making your panel better, and it was better without me
Oh, I think
because of the
no.
way I
Well,
was acting.
Well, that is your subjective take on it. I disagree. I think that I don't mind
Fox.
conflict in conversation and having really contentious conversations, and I think it's fine, like for men to be able to do that. So none of that bothered me. Um, Actually, none of it bothered me. I didn't know why you stopped coming back. Resident pick me. First of all, are you a male? Second of all, I need to see you in the back on camera.
Resident pick me is probably Duchess.
Oh no, not today, Dutchie. Sorry, it's nothing personal. Other than that, you're a woman. This is what I did not want today. Oh my God, we have completely lost pride. Did you see the St. John in Canada, little tiny quarter of Canada? Their pride was all about supporting the Palestinians. And oh, let me see if I can find the tweet. This is worth looking at. Um, and that's when I realized that pride is now a container for whatever political movement of the day from the left is. It's not about any particular group's rights anymore. So, and it hasn't been for a while. Pride stopped for me when when everybody started fussing about kink at Pride, and so my people, the leather people, had to kind of step a little bit back into the closet, and then the drag queens came in and completely took the parades over and started doing every kinky shit you can imagine, way worse than we were. All right, let me find this Pride thing. All right, let's take a look at this. Okay, this is statement from St. John's Pride. Commitments for 2024 and beyond. Continuous effort, blah, blah, blah. Commitment to intersectionality and liberty. That's what it's intersectionality now. So it's any subjectively or perceived oppressed group can hijack Pride for that year. Palestinian action, key commitments supporting the boycott and divestment of the BDS movement, welcoming everyone who joins our celebrations with the understanding law enforcement will not be part of the, so they're anti-cop. That was also not part of my Pride. Like, we very much relied on a healthy partnership and collaboration with police, and we respected the police and they respected us, and that's what allowed us to have our parade. So anyway, this is what I wanted to. This is my thoughts on Pride. And hold on, Satan cannot be. Well, then I must not have ever been around the light of the Lord, because people don't make me scared. I've never had fear of people. I was not scared of parents, authority, school teacher. I got paddled by my principal in like first or second grade, and after he was done, we ran on the playground and laughed our ass off. We thought it was the funniest thing. I don't mind being pushed and I'm a challenger myself. That's my Enneagram type. I did a whole episode on it. But Joe, the issue with us was the same as with Barnabas. It's the social coordination, the interrupting, and it just gets frustrating after a while to know that I'm the cause of all that misery. Yeah, and my other critique of Pride, even before the current like politicization of it, which there was always kind of a political element to it, is the corporate, what I call corporate Pride. When the corporations took it over, all the fun and magic went out of it. It just became this generic, mainstream kind of monoculture. Yeah. Oh, that's what I want to show. Social engineering. Wait till y'all see this crap. Oh my God. Okay, let me find it. This happened this morning, I think, or yesterday. All right, hang on. So this lady on United Airlines, and she had 2 kids. Hey, Cynthia. She was boarding the plane, and they made her unboard or something and told her she could not board the plane because she had misgendered the person taking the tickets. And she called him sir, and he was actually a they. So she could not get on the flight with her 2 kids. And when I saw that story, I said, bullshit. That is not what happened. Something happened with her and them kids, and she is trying to spin it. And then I went back and I watched the video. Y'all got to see this. Oh my God. Watch this.
Me refund your tickets and let you go to another carrier.
Wait, hang on.
Okay. Based on I got a fact find. I can't make any determinations. Yeah. I've got a fact find. I've got to get my crews together. In-flight has to get their statements.
What is it they said that I said? I'm just curious. What
again, I need statements. I don't want to go verbal about what I thought I heard or what I said heard, but the captain denied you.
Okay.
And when the captain denies you, it's end of the story.
So, okay, so my 16-month-old son, myself, my mother are being denied for I believe I got the wrong pronoun. I didn't know.
Y'all heard that? For what came out of your mouth. And United Airlines, when this happened, they tried to spin it as it was a carry-on issue. She didn't have the right size carry-on. That's why she was denied. That was the official statement from United Airlines. This lady says, for what came out of your mouth, which was the wrong pronoun.
They or he or
there
she.
was some more that I heard that you had
pronoun. When I talk about police and pronouns, it's not just people at your workplace saying, "Actually, it's they." It's this kind of shit. She's not even able to catch her. This is actual pronoun police in America.
Conversation with in-flight.
This is
And
not
my son's
Canada.
medicine is on the plane right now, but he needs his medicine if we're going to stay here the night in San Francisco.
The aircraft has dispatched
Okay.
your bags with the intention that you were supposed to fly.
Yes.
And because of the verbal confrontation that you just had,
Yes.
you got
Verbal confrontation. See, she got policed. So people that are doing it to men, thinking y'all are all cool, y'all are fighting toxic masculinity, policing our emotions and our tone and all that. It's going to be directed at you when the next person gets hold of those tools. Watch it. You're setting up a very illiberal, un-American culture, and I don't think as Americans you're actually going to want to live in it. It's a video. It at least gives cause to be skeptical about their statement that it was a luggage issue, because she says, for what came out of your mouth, and then at the end she says, for the verbal altercation or whatever that you got it. So twice she refers to that it's something this lady said. It's not about the luggage. Yeah, Joe, I've been on the end. I've been that girl. I've been on the end of these. I know the little dance and the little game that's being done. The vague and the I know that shit. I'm so on this mother's side. And the other thing that impresses me of her, she did another video where she's facing the camera talking into it. She is so calm and composed in this. She's asking rational questions. They would have to drag me out of there. If I was in this situation, I would not be able to handle myself with the calm and coolness that she is. But Joe, United Airlines put out a written statement, like a PR official statement saying it was the luggage. That came from United Airlines themselves saying it was the luggage. And their own staff member is contradicting it in this video. So there's some bullshit going on with United Airlines and wokeness. Right. I know how to do logic and rationality. Whoever thinks they're teaching me. Oh, that was mid logic. Let's see. Yeah,
what's with this? This doesn't prove anything. Like, what are you trying to accomplish here, Bob?
Midlife. You can come up if you want. Expand.
Because I know she's not looking over your shoulder, reading what you're texting, is she?
Who? His woman?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. Sometimes I think he might be his own woman. Oh, that's perfect, Dutchie's. Okay, we can stream it. She's going live to talk about how I didn't let her on the panel. So.
Oh Christ!
This is a male.
She's kidding.
Space. It's been that way for a while. This is no surprise. You're either trolling or you just not paying attention.
No, she just wants to. She wants to come up and be pro male.
I appreciate it. She's a honey badger, and that's the kind of women I'm looking for. So if you're a honey badger, I definitely I want to those are the kind of women that I want to forge relationships with, I guess. Yeah, he's I was on his Joe Biden panel the other day, and they were there to trash Joe Biden, and I didn't pick up on that. And I was like giving objective, dispassionate analyses and tried to ask intelligent questions, and it threw the whole panel off. And I think he's all right. How do we say your name?
Zatiak?
Zatoichi. Welcome.
Thank you.
You sound like a man. Guys? What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't know. I just got here, so I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. But I just wanted to say, I was on the last stream there with Glenn Lawrence with Denizen, and I'm impressed with your mental facilities, man. Are you a philosophy student or something?
A philosophy minor, and okay. I've always had an interest in philosophy.
Yeah.
My college did not have a major. That's why I took a minor. Otherwise, I'd be a philosophy major.
Yeah, I took a philosophy minor myself.
Yeah, I've been studying it since I was in junior high.
Denizen, are you a philosophy student?
I consider myself a student of many things, including philosophy. I don't have any formal education. I'm a high school dropout, but
really?
Philosophy is an area of interest, and I find that people who consider themselves experts on philosophy usually are just layers and layers more blinded. Not Jeff, though. Jeff actually knows what he's talking
I'm also
about.
not an expert. I'm very amateur. I'm almost a lay person.
I can take Jeff all
I'm
the
a
way up
working
to
class
the no free
intellectual.
will. He'll go all the way until that point before he's like, and even then he just there's no
You
reason
faded
to
out, I
accept the
think,
premise.
or maybe it was me.
No, he faded a little.
Your mic did its thing.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, I called you a white man pretending to be a Japanese girl.
I never tried to be a Japanese girl, trust me.
Note Lows, what's up, man?
Oh, hey, Note. Is it Note Lows or Not Lows?
It's Zoltan backwards, so however you want to.
Oh, okay. That was about Oz. Speaking of, I started watching this kind of interesting documentary last night about the Wizard of Oz seen through the movies of David Lynch. But then it got kind of woke and I turned it off.
Chuck, you shady little girl. There he is. There's my buddy.
Let me put him in his position of honor.
I like Barney, even though I annoy the fuck out of him.
Well, he annoys. It's mutual, so that's part.
And it's not just because he flatters me all the time either. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Jack, this video doesn't. Hey, what's up, Zatochi or whatever your name is?
Happening, man? I remember you.
Oh, right on. Hopefully,
we gotta cure him from his bootlicking, though.
God, Moose is here. I gotta go.
I've
Sorry,
been
I can't be on the same panel as
Moose.
Moose.
Can't be on the same panel as Moose? What?
He's already whining. I just got here.
What is that about?
Moose is one of my team. Like we're starting Moose. We're part of the people that are starting this men's thing. So
that seems very
somehow it's gonna have
Barney.
to. Like I can't deprioritize Moose.
That doesn't seem like Barney though, Moose. You gotta help me.
Okay, let me tell you what happened. Moose was on here one day, opening up about a personal situation he was having at work, in a very healthy, vulnerable way. And Barnabas, for some reason, hopped up on here and just started attacking him. Like, you just sound like a pansy. You're projecting, total projection. And and I don't know why Barnabas did that, but it's never been the same. And Moose tried to recover it, but Barnabas has never been able to get over that. So
weird.
Yeah, because he kept.
But I wish he would, because I think that we're all the things that hold all of us together. I think are stronger than these little stupid things that keep Moose and Barney apart. It's on Barney's end. So
I mean, that's what I was thinking. Like, because I wasn't like making stories about his life or adding details to the story, making him sound like a jackass or anything. I just apologized to him and said, "Hey, can we go forward?" And then he was like, "Oh, all right, we can do that." But because he's a prima donna and he wants everything to be about him, he's gonna like drop the mic and leave, so that way we can sit here and talk about him. Because that's the only way he gets shine. He doesn't bring no energy anymore. He's acting like a little bitch. Come back up, Barney. Stop being a hoe.
yeah, I want man energy on this panel. So if you want to come up and have a male to male conversation about this, and let's get it resolved.
Yeah, men, we talk our problems out, or we punch each other in the face. We don't like rage quit and.
So it's your choice. But if you want to take the man route, we're here. That's what this panel's for today. What's up, Boots?
Hey, I'm selling some grow your ball pills. You just take 2 every 8 hours, and after about a month, you should be at least half a man.
Okay, there you go. Get with Moose. Check his socials.
My balls are too big. Sorry, go ahead.
What's the issue? I don't know why this person doesn't want to talk to Moose. What happened?
There's probably some past history with stuff around that too. So I'm kind of sensitive to all sides, but I do think that it's resolvable.
Well,
Yes, Chuck, absolutely. You're our patriarch. Come on up. You're our elder. You have an honorary position here. I found out I'm an elder too, actually.
Chuck's a shady little girl.
Uh-oh, what's the problem with Chuck
It's
now?
just
No, I love Chuck. I'm
it's
fucking with
trendy
him.
to hate on Chuck. Trendy
He
to
likes
hate
the
on Chuck
drama
and
though. He
trendy
giggles
to
over that shit like
He
a
is an
woman.
he is an
call him a
instigator.
bad
You
guy.
sit on that porch with those knit needles.
Exactly.
All I do is stand up for myself, and I don't let you guys try to like bullshit. The crowd. That's the only thing.
Well, Dutchy, it's kind of, I think you hit it right there. It's showing that he has an issue versus diving into the issue through dialogue and resolving it. Like, I think women tend to show that they have an issue without a path to resolving the issue because I think maybe in some sense it empowers them to have an issue. Why would they give that up?
One thing I'm trying to
I'm not
do is
scared of
like,
women. I'm just irritated by them. I have constant conflict and communication breakdown with them. And for my mental health and peace of mind, it's just better if I stay away from them. And it seems better for them too because I make them miserable. It's not fear. Here, let me do some house cleaning real quick. There we go.
I'm trying to generalize less, but at the same time, I have kind of an idea what I think a man is, and it's somewhat confrontational. Like if there's a problem to be addressed.
Oh damn, your mic cut out just at that moment. There is a problem to be addressed. It's your mic. Yes, I do. I have conflict with men who police other men and white knight on behalf of whoever they're white knight for. I do. Their conflict with other men is an issue. Oh no, I want more patriarchy. I'm ready to bring the patriarchy back, actually. Yes.
Well, there's
I
no
wish we had a
family
patriarchy. Go
anymore.
live in Saudi Arabia or one of those countries to see what a patriarchy is like. There's no patriarchy here.
There isn't even a nuclear family anymore, really.
Barely. That's at least it's getting harder and harder to have one.
Right. Oh yeah, because of the economy and all kinds of factors and society, social media, everything is connected,
Okay. Well, if that's your choice, Dutchy, I'm not going to fight you for it.
That's cap though.
What?
Her baking cookies and doing the dishes.
She's not doing that?
I don't think so. I don't.
I didn't realize seriously was also. I don't know what gender is what anymore on these panels.
We're not married or anything.
This is truly the postmodern world.
I've known her for a little while. I'm skeptical.
Maybe they're weed cookies.
That's fine.
And Barnabas Moose is gone, so if you want to come up now, please. You're definitely not only invited, but welcome.
Here's the thing. She's an excellent baker. But I feel like if you asked her to bake you something, she'd be like, make it yourself.
Be passive-aggressive cookies.
Yeah.
We do have male and female energy, and that is part of the problem, I think. I think male energy, when it's around too much, there has to be some kind of balance or some way to mediate between the two. Because if you have too much raw male energy and too much female energy in the same space, they're going to collide and conflict. It's like the poles of a magnet or something. There's got to be a scientific way to figure out those two forces and how to integrate.
They call it the anima and the animus.
The what?
The anima and the animus. It's the female energy and the male energy, and you have to balance the two because everybody has it.
Right. And Carl Jung put forth a
I'll submit something
framework on
further.
that too.
If you balance it, you would become unattractive to almost every woman on the planet.
Androgyny. Maybe not, because I
And
think
that's okay, gentlemen.
I think there is a more of a taste for androgyny. These I see it from both genders. I see men, they're into like the real feminine transsexuals and the traps, and I see women that want sensitive androgynous men, not necessarily the more masculine type. So I think androgyny as a third option is starting to open up. Cynthia, I love you very much, but this is going to be a male only panel today. Nothing personal. Men need some time to talk about their things. But want her. I actually the things I associate with masculinity, other than masculinity itself, which to me only comes from men, is rationality, ability to get things done, like focus on practical solutions, et cetera, et cetera. Women that can do that, I seem to have no issue with it.
Yeah, same.
It's the women that have an issue with rationality, like they feel on the end of some kind of power differential when it comes to rationality, are women that just can't focus on a path forward, and they just stay mired in chaos. Those are the ones that have. It's an incompatibility.
There is a competition in men, and I'm familiar with it because I am one, and I've had to compete in this world. I don't know if this is the same experience for everyone, but for me, it was a clear choice between dying underneath a bridge penniless or competing with men who don't care about me, will lie to my face, sabotage me, and maybe even try to physically harm me in order to get the resources we're competing for. Whatever that quality is, I cannot stand in a woman, and it's palpable. I can smell it and taste it and see it, and once it's there, I cannot be gaslit about it. Call it disagreeableness, call it competitiveness. I think a lot of women now have penis envy, and I think they're all trying to become the men that they want to fuck, and I don't find that attractive.
Is it like fear of having to compete with the women?
No, fuck no. And that's what they say. You know what I mean? But it's like, please, lady, if you only had any idea, just walking around with tits, you're on easy mode. You can't compete with me. Everything we do around you, there's like a second set of rules for you. That's the reality that I live in. So it may not be that way for all men or for all women, but that's the reality that I live in. Everybody goes easy on you and expects less from you everywhere.
It does seem that I'm being manipulated right now. Cynthia thinks I'm sexist and is very disappointed in me, and she's just going to have to think that because I'm not changing my values just to make someone else happy, and I don't think she would expect me to, and I don't think she would do the same for other people. All right, we have Jesse. I was about to let you on. You come back if you want. And I think there's like a hierarchy to males too, and it may not be a rigid hierarchy, but I think things like competition certainly do help to settle and define that hierarchy. Yeah, I work better when I'm working with other people too, like the body doubling thing. Somebody's wanting a link. I'm not sure what channel it's from.
Oh, that's Karen.
And yeah, feel free to post the StreamYard link in your channels. I just want men today. I guess I'm a sexist. I don't mind being sexist. I don't mind having spaces for just autistic and neurodivergent people. I don't mind having spaces just for gay people or kink people. And I don't mind having spaces just for male people. We have freedom of association. I think every identity group deserves its own space to grow and develop. And if you have a problem with that, you're the bigot and the sexist, not me. would have no problem with you having an all-female panel or an all-female space. None whatsoever. I would not be disappointed in you. I would not think that was sexist of you. I would completely understand why you were doing it. So if you have a different opinion, you can just have that opinion. I want to post a here. I'm going to post this whole playlist. Your mic went out, I think. It's a series that Max Durant did on Jungian integration with the animus and anima, and I think it gives a good introduction of those energies and some possibilities for.
When I said balance it earlier, I didn't mean, equally balanced. I meant like a balanced diet, kind of, like.
Yeah, and I think it's individual. It's subjective for each person. It's individual. What my balance looks like might be different from yours.
For example, there are people who, if their girlfriend asked them to hold their pocketbook, they wouldn't do it because they'd be afraid it would look a certain way. And then there's other people who would do it, and that's the person who would do it. I would think that they're more in tune with their anima side, because they're not afraid of that.
Yeah, and I admit I have issues with feminine energy myself, even with me, that integrating it. Okay, here's the red pill. There was a documentary done by a feminist called Cassie J, like a few years ago. In fact, we watched it in Discord the other day, and I would be happy to show it again if there's interest. That is what I identify as the red. When I say I'm a red pillar, it's what was presented in that documentary. It's men's rights. It's some of the issues men struggle with in society today with feminism, et cetera, et cetera. Some people since then have used the word differently to mean pickup artist, other things. So you got to be very careful about how the word's being used. I used it in the sense of what's presented in this documentary, the traditional classical red pill movement. Yeah, the ironies. Okay, we moves back. The ironies never end, it seems. Okay, Cynthia, don't come backstage and try to hijack my panel, accusing me of being sexist. I'm not going to be your next crusade. Go focus on your preacher, whoever you're trying to take down next. That's why your congregation stopped talking to you, because they saw what you were doing to this guy, and they're like, well, shit, if she could do it to him, she's going to do it to us.
Welcome in, Andy.
Yeah.
Well, I identify as a faggot, actually, so I'm a whatever, however you want to categorize that.
Wow. Dang.
Why are you being sexist? Cynthia, may I ask you, would it be sexist to have a woman-only panel and to allow men to interact in the chat and ask questions and talk with one another, but not to come up on the panel? Only women, like a ladies' night.
But question for you. Snafu Snaps called me, and he wants to know why he's not allowed on the men's panel.
Why he's not allowed?
Staff is never coming on one of my panels. He's not able to have the type of conversations I'm trying to have here.
What if he behaves himself and does have that conversation?
I can't take the risk of having me associated with Snaps.
We can't have the defenses down. I understand. Understood.
We can if you want to try it in the Discord or off stream to start, and I can get a sense of how it would go, but I just don't want to take the risk live like that.
Understood.
And it's not anything toward you. I've had a history with Snaps even before you came in the picture. Yeah, but do you see the sexism? Do you see that's another thing to add to the pile of how bad and wrong men are for wanting their own spaces. This happened to us in the gay world when we wanted our own gay male spaces, and the women wanted to start integrating. And one of the courts actually ruled that we had to let the women in. And until they rule on this stream, I'm going to be one of the lone holdouts so that men can still have their space. Which will never happen in the reverse.
Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in the reverse. Which will never happen in So I'm inclined to not generalize, to, treating each individual fairly. And this, of course, is what most women will say. Oh, well, you're just biased. You have limited experience. Okay, well, I have the same experience as all my other friends and all the people that I know. And not only that, the same standard cannot be applied in the reverse. All you have to do is replace the word man with the word woman, and it becomes totally acceptable all of a sudden.
Yeah, and the Red Pill documentary talks about some of this too. Like if you watch the Red Pill, you're gonna come out thinking, man, men are the most depressed group in society, not all these other
Obviously.
groups that the woke are making you think. And so it just highlights that every single group in society can fit themselves into an oppression narrative.
At the very least. At the very least.
So be skeptical, think critically. Don't get yourself played by other people's agendas. How do they still have the honey badgers around? I know that Karen Strawn person was one of their dominant voices, and in fact, I think she was on Benjamin Boyce a few months ago.
She said, "Lol."
Well, I don't have a problem with self-segregation. I self-segregate all the time. When I don't feel like being around normies, I go find me some autistic people. When I don't feel like being around straight people, I go find me some gays, etc. Like I know how to but it's self-determined. It's to meet my needs as an individual, and it's fluid. It's free association. It's allowed
My
here in the
phone's
U.S.
messed up.
I'm not even sure segregation's a bad thing anymore. It's almost like they voluntarily segregate anyway. So when you force them together, you're messing up the whole formula, because they like to separate themselves, and then the people who don't care and don't mind integrating, they do on their own anyway.
I think you need both. I think you need spaces where people can associate with their peers, and I think you need spaces like the larger public civic spaces can be for everybody, where we all come together in our diversity. It's not one or the other, and it's knowing how to integrate and balance all of it, which we seem to have done more or less in my lifetime until recently. It seems like we're regressing.
Witchy Bishy joins Team Pick Me.
Yeah, Dutchy, I actually kind of respect you a lot. I see your I like your mind.
She was making cookies.
Thanks. How
She makes excellent cookies. Cupcakes.
Ooh, Lord, we get some people broken to pieces here. This must be Old Testament. Jeremiah, he was the crazy one, right? Scholars think he might have been bipolar, schizophrenic, or something. I'm very skeptical of diagnosing mental health conditions and
what is neurodivergent
characters.
What does neurodivergent mean?
It means she's got tisms.
Yeah, the tisms. It's a catch-all category for like autism, ADHD, giftedness, some mental health conditions people consider neurodivergence. Your brain is not the norm. It's not.
I saw a guy that had that on his resume, and I was like, that's weird to put on a resume. Like, I thought it meant something different. I thought it meant like, oh, you thought that you were a special thinker, like a real genius or something. But
some of them do. Some of them are.
Yeah.
It just all it means is not the norm. So like most of policy and society and whatever is created for the middle of the curve, and we just fall outside of it somewhere.
Yeah.
XF444. Can I see your cam real quick? Yeah, ADHD. I wish that would be more of a thing.
444 is legit.
Oh, this is a male only panel today. Sorry about that. Actually, I'm not.
Okay, though.
So, in fact, I should make it. Is there a way to? Let me edit this banner.
before there was any like people joined the panel, it was just a background. I was lost in that background, and it made me happy. I could almost smell it.
That's my roommate. We went there. My roommate took that picture, and it's some hiking. We hiked to some lake out here, and then we actually they swam in it. I found it too cold.
Jeff, take a look at the private chat.
Oh, interesting. Do you what? I'll defer to the other guys. What do you want to do with this one?
I mean, here's the thing. I would have let Duchess and Cynthia up, so that's me. Yeah, because you can always put them down backstage again.
Right.
You know?
XF. Here's what I'm concerned about, and it's very vague and abstract and subjective. Female energy or feminine energy. So if you think you're okay there, just come back up and I'll let you on. There's a trans man in the back. I've been wanting to talk to a trans man, by the way. I started my first podcast with a trans man back during COVID.
Plus,
and that's really the only other trans
and
person. And he was more intersex than trans, and he's detransitioned now, so I guess it's a she.
She wanted to tell me something, and I'm curious what it was. In the chats, they said that. So
I don't mind taking the hit for sexist. I don't mind being the sexist one if it means men having their own space. I could take the hit. All right, we have XF444 here. Welcome.
Hey, what's up? If you want me to give you some masculine energy, I can do that.
Yeah, this is not very nice so far.
So I'm not a trans man. A trans man would be a biological female that transitions to female.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a trans woman, which means I'm a biological male, and I transition to female.
And so you are female psychologically to yourself?
Yeah. So I've had all the surgeries and everything.
Oh.
Yeah, and actually, whenever you said "here's the thing," like whenever you were considering, you're like, "Here's the thing." I thought you were going to say, "If you've had the surgery, I won't let you up."
Oh no, I don't care. But I don't go that deep down.
I thought you were going to be like, "If you have testicles, I might let you up. If you don't have testicles, not today. Not today, Satan."
Oh, so you usually don't turn away testicles around here.
That's what
oh my God, Cynthia's still having the meltdown in the back over my sex.
Is that even the real Cynthia?
I could do some peer counseling with you or talk to a friend or something, but this is your shit to deal with, Cynthia. I'm not taking it on this one.
So
is that the real Cynthia?
I think it is.
I only have 5 minutes, you all.
Okay,
I'm getting a deep tissue Swedish massage in a few minutes, and I just wanted to quickly ask 2 questions. So, Jeff, are you part of the LGBTQ community?
Yeah, I'm gay.
Oh, okay. What about Denizen?
I don't believe so.
Okay, I've never met you all. Like this is
no worries.
Meeting you all, and so like I was listening to you all for the last 10 minutes, and so I kind of picked up on some stuff that Okay, and then my second thing is that Tochi 444.
Yeah.
You came up on my panel last time I did my stream, and by the way, my last stream was crazy, but there was a lot of shit going on. There was a lot of shit going on, but you kind of drew attention to yourself in my eyes because I haven't really talked about the month that I was born except for 1 or 2 times since I've been on YouTube. And so you came up on my panel and started talking about 444, which is fine because we both have that. But then you started asking me about my birth date and my birth month. And that tells me that somebody's asking you to do that.
No, you're wrong, man. I just was curious because I heard that you had the same birth month as me. And because of the 444, I thought
that's what concerns me is that you said you heard.
I heard you say it.
I've only said that once or twice in 10 years I've been on YouTube. So you're telling me that
I heard you say it. I'm new to this whole YouTube shit.
Okay.
I heard you. But anyway, I thought, how crazy would it be if you had the same birthday and we both had 444? That's the only reason.
That's the way people think.
I'll just assume that you have good intentions, but you just have to understand that there are other people, other communities that are literally trying to dox and harass me because I'm trans right now.
Yeah,
And
I
so
know.
whenever you came up on panel, like trying to get me to tell me what my birth date is down to the day, it was really sus because most people don't come up on my panels and do that.
Yeah, I know, but
And
I also told you exactly what day my birthday was, and all I asked was, is it that same day or not? Because if it wasn't, then it could be any day that month, right?
I
All right.
understand.
So is this feminine energy right now?
No, and actually, I would love to have XF back again and go more in depth, like talk more.
Yeah,
If
but
you
the
want to
only
come
thing,
back.
the last thing I'll just say, and then I'll sort of bid you all adieu because I got to go to my appointment, is I'll accept what you're saying. Obviously, I don't know 100% one way or the other, but what I will say, Zach, is if you had anyone, or if you ever in the future have anyone that approaches you to try to get that information, then you're being used as a pawn on a larger chessboard, and you need to
Man,
take a step back, and
I don't.
you need to look at the bigger board. Okay.
I'm not interested in doxing anybody, man. I'm just here to make jokes and have fun and shit, and maybe get a following of my own.
Awesome. Well, I will bid you all adieu. I'll go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I will be listening in the background in future streams.
It was a pleasure, and enjoy the massage.
Yeah. Take care, Jeff.
Okay.
Bye.
Take
Peace.
care. Yeah. Very, very no regrets at all.
And see how you can talk things out?
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear. Oh. Okay.
Anyway.
Hey, I'm trying to find your channel, Zato.
I have two of them. Don't go to the one that says 4449 because that's
just the one that says 444.
Well, go to the one that has 83 subscribers because the other one only has like 30, and I don't even know how that channel got created. It was some screw up when I did a short one day.
I just had it. Now I can't find it.
I could put the link, I guess, if I could.
Oh, yeah, if you could pop it in the back.
1 second.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one's Karen either. Was it the XF?
Here, I'll find it.
Yeah, they're calling XF Karen, I think.
I mean, doxing's a legitimate concern. I don't know her past.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not here to do shit to nobody.
I don't get the impression Zato is like.
But if someone were trying to dox me, I would stay away from them and not feed energy into it. That's me.
Well, that's part of what happened with the Moose thing. Is Moose he did bring up doxing, and I think that's what spooked midlife.
Oh, he got doxed big time.
Yeah, he's had some past history with doxing.
Who got doxed big time?
Moose.
Moose did.
Yeah. Midlife too.
Midlife is the one who's upset, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so if anybody like doxes, I try to stay away from them.
I just threw it in chat.
I don't know if I would call attention to it though by.
Yeah, Moose is the one that got doxed. He didn't dox anybody.
Well, he threatened to dox Barnabas.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
After Barnabas came and instigated something with him, and then kept it going and kept saying things about his wife. So Barnabas kind of brought it on himself, and now he's crying victim.
There wasn't no need for that. Dragging people's family.
And it's all on stream somewhere. So.
Yeah, I'm out in the boondocks at the moment, so my.
Oh, what adventure are you on today?
I got to go to an ENT for this ruptured eardrum, see how it's doing.
Oh no, you ruptured your eardrum?
Yeah.
Do you have any like elder advice for men, like parting wisdom?
As in what respect?
I don't know, just in general or related to.
I came in late, and then I heard you yelling at the women.
Well, they're always yelling at me, so. They obviously missed the horns and all the other satanic accoutrements. You're gonna come yell at a Satanist, don't cry.
Well, they're trying to convert you. They're trying to save you,
They're
Jeff.
trying to socialize me, and I've already been socialized. Thank you very much. It's just not to their taste or their culture.
Yeah. And then there's all these extrapolations too that come from it. Like if you have any similar like personality trait or behavior as someone else that they think they know, but they don't because they're still just projecting themselves onto that person too. Then you're exactly like that person in every way. You go right into that box of these people, and nothing about you can possibly be different.
And that happens with trauma. Trauma can make those associations stronger and quicker.
Yeah, I probably have to admit to some of that, like reactively. If I'm reactive, it's probably attached to my trauma, and that's when I'm guilty of doing that same thing. But for people who just see people that way when they meet them, that I pity that. That's so sad.
Yeah, because each person is an individual
and capable of so much. Like, you know, a person will surprise you.
Yeah.
If you make any assumption you make about any person, you're probably wrong.
People assume that I'm like a mean bastard or something because I'm always mad dogging everybody in public. But it's like, then when they get to know me, they realize I'm completely cool. You know, you can talk to me. I'm not going to freak out and go crazy and shit.
Are you an auditor?
No, why?
What?
No, why?
Oh, why are you mad dogging people in public?
Well, that's just how I look. I mean.
Oh, yeah, okay. You just got resting bitch face.
Yeah.
That's how you look?
Yeah, I got you.
What about how you look?
People, I'm like,
oh, I get that too all the time. They think I'm staring or I look mean. I'm like, no, I'm just looking.
I'm always really appreciative of the people, especially women who understand me too, because they'll say, no, Denizen's just focused right now. You know, like some people get me just fine, you know?
Yeah, right. Like my friends, they know, but it took them a while. Even them, they had to kind of get to know me. You know?
I've been told that before too. Sorry. There is this thing y'all can look at called the autistic stare that some autism people have.
Am I on the spectrum? Because I don't even blink.
I think autism gets overused nowadays.
Well, it helps to it does have explanatory use and it helps to give context. I just don't know that a lot of people. It's like all these people with all the different genders, and they tell you they're weird, oddball gender.
Yeah,
a normal person's not going to know what to do with that. It's not giving any useful information. So telling someone you're on the spectrum or you're autistic is not really telling them anything that they could do anything with. It might help them understand some of your quirks and your weirdness, but that's about it. And even then, half the time it doesn't do that.
I was just reading a story this morning that Tractor Supply has changed their business model that they just changed to. Now they're going back to the old way.
What's the new way?
The new way was the green inclusion stuff, you know, climate and all that.
Oh, yeah, and the ESG and all that.
Yeah, and then the DEI. And they got enough rebellion that they had to change their ways.
I can't wait to see what happens with this United Airlines case. I hope it goes as big as the boat.
What's that case about? I didn't hear it.
This lady and her 2 kids got denied. Her luggage was already on the plane, and they didn't let her board because they said she misgendered the person taking her. She called him sir, and the person was a they. And so they would not let her on the plane. And then United put out a statement saying, no, it was because of her luggage. But then there's a video of her talking with the little United police lady. And the lady's saying it's because of what came out of your mouth and the verbal altercation that just happened. So the video footage contradicts their own statement that it was not because of misgendering.
That's a surprise, huh?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I'm Jeff and Chuck. I gotta go, but thank you for having me on again, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, sir. Stop by anytime.
All right, thank you. I will.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, Denizen step away. This might be a good time for another. cuppa. So Chuck, you think you could chat for a bit, and I'll be right back?
Okay.
All right, Chuck's. I'm gonna hand you over to Chuck for just a second or so, and I'll come right back.
All right, Dennis. And what are we discussing? I want to know if Monograph doxed you yet. No, Denizen. Okay, so tap dance alone. Now, to refuse somebody a flight, this world, I don't know what it's coming to. I mean, an individual is an individual, but when you make a ruckus over a wrong pronoun, man, people need to get out of their feelers so much. And I can't see chat, so I got no idea what you're saying because I'm driving. But depending on who the next president is, I suspect we'll see more changes in that area. If Biden makes it to the finish line, I don't know. I'm just maneuvering through traffic, so I was trying to pay attention. I didn't want to hit nobody. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this reversal of Chevron is actually going to do to things.
Yeah, I think
in the long run, it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, there's going to be like some transition pains. I think it's going to be a little bit of chaos for a while.
Was it they trying to use part of Chevron on the January 6th people?
Well, part of that immunity ruling that came out yesterday, because they changed what the scope of what could be considered, like what they could be charged for, or what could be considered indictable.
Yeah, because actually, when I was looking into it, I think they were fishing, and they just picked out a piece of a vague law to try to use, just to make up an extra charge.
Freak, there was a recent Supreme Court ruling. It's called the Chevron decision, and it has something to do with the way, like, if the EPA or the regulatory agencies that Congress creates to be part of our government had a lot of latitude in making up rules and policies, and they didn't really scrutinize it too much. So it's kind of like they trusted the experts to do their thing, and they just overturned that, and now it how do I explain this?
The court now has to do the homework and decide.
Right. Like, so now when they make new policies, it can be it can be subject to judicial review now, and the judges could look at the policies now and determine, are they in line with the Constitution, instead of just kind of trusting the agencies to make the policies on their own. And so there's going to be like probably a lot of loss. They say lawyers are going to get really rich over the next few years, and there's going to be a lot of like readjusting, like re-examining all of these regulations and figuring out which ones are legitimate or not.
Yeah, a recent one that came to mind was when Biden became president, and he tried to convert any standing water to a protected spot, and somebody sued and took it to court, And they said, EPA, you can't overreach like that. Any standing water, becomes federally protected. So that means if you got a ditch with water in it, it was federally protected.
I don't think they have to be regulated by Congress, but they don't have the independence that they do now. I think the agencies can still make them, but they're subject to judicial review now. Like in the past, I think the judges would only review it if there were like a case brought or an actual like some kind of egregious violation that caused them to look at it, but they didn't look at it outside of that. And now I think I'm going to look this up. I think that they can still make the regulations, but now there's this extra layer of scrutiny or accountability that these regulations are subject to make sure they're constitutional.
Well, yeah, what would happen is let's say the water case went up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, instead of looking up everything about it, they would defer to the experts of the EPA. And if the EPA said, no, this is what it says, and the court went along with that agency. Now they can't. They have to do their own homework.
In fact, there's a good Twitter thread on it I found. Let me see if I can pull it up.
And I tried to keep your silence going because Denizen, he never came back. So I'm babbling.
Oh well.
I don't know if people are or not.
I guess we can do a little bit of dead air, dead time. People could go get refreshments.
Well, I've talked.
Take a bite.
It was just something to fill in the time.
Oh, good. As long as you talk. Here, I'm going to put this link. It's to a Twitter thread that I think explains the Chevron decision pretty well.
Now, how come midlife is so butthurt? Any idea?
You know, everybody has their thing going, and we're all at different levels of emotional, like awareness and ability to, like. I don't hold that against him. He's
no,
he's
I
on his
didn't
own
say
journey.
hold it against him. I just was trying to.
I don't know why he's like that, but like I know some of his past history, and I can guess at why he might be like some of that. Oh, now I'm being told I always treat women like this, whatever that means. I don't care how women think that I treat them. I think I treat them just fine, and there's plenty of women that think I treat them just fine. The rest of them can go suck eggs or whatever they do.
Whoa.
I don't care about them. I don't care about women who try to manipulate and shame and blame and all that kind of stuff. You're a Karen, Cynthia. You decide what's wrong with society, and you go on a crusade to fix it, and you do it unilaterally. You don't do it collaboratively. You're like, I think this preacher needs to not be at the church anymore. I'm going to go on a crusade to get him out. I think Jeff is sexist. I'm going to go on a crusade. I think Moose is a trickster. I'm going to go on a crusade. And calling Moose a trickster was being a trickster, by the way. That was trickster energy. So you're way more of a trickster and a troll than you let on, and you're a Karen. And people need to see that, and I hope they do start seeing it. I don't trust you one bit. A lot of what I say about women applies to you, and that's why you have the reaction you have. This is defense. And you can be as disappointed as you want to be. What does that mean for my life? Nothing. You can go start panel drama. You can go do a live stream. Anything you want. I have nothing to feel bad about or regret about my decision. And I'm not going to be manipulated like this. And if you want to start coming and calling me out for what I am, then guess what? I'm going to do the same for you.
Wow. I try to like everybody best I can. There's just some
I did like her until she started. But I saw when she did that thing with the preacher, I said in my mind, she could do that to anybody. None of us are saying like, if this is her modus operandi, she could turn anybody could be a target, and that's one of my criticisms of women is they tend to find targets and then mobilize. It's like what did the Crucible, Arthur Mill, the Salem trials all over again.
I never heard the rest of her story. I just knew she was having issues with the preacher, but other than that.
And so behind his back, she went on this whisper campaign against him, and then she made an appointment to talk to him like next week or something after she went and did all this relational aggression and reputational damage to the man. And some of it could be he's just neurodivergent. And she just decided, I don't think he should be the leader at our church anymore. She didn't do it. And then she put a post on Facebook, and then other people came forward and started kind of hinting and whispering that they had issues as well. So she took that as the sign that she was leading this moral crusade against the preacher. And then when she went public, nobody came out and supported her. Like they all left her hanging. Because I think she's more dangerous to a community than whatever this preacher's doing, because we don't even get to find out what the preacher's doing. We just have her word and her opinion for it, and that's what's driving the whole outcome in this situation. And I don't think that's democratic. I don't think it's collaborative. I don't think it's community-oriented at all. I think it's a Karen. I think it's a form of authoritarianism, actually. And as a Satanist, I am furiously opposed to it. Y'all need to pay attention. I know I changed the branding and it's like a little forest scene and everything. I'm still a Satanist. Y'all need to pay attention to that sign on the door. Y'all won't keep getting surprised and caught off by my moves or whatever it is y'all complaining about me now.
I'm not surprised. Not a bit. I live with it every day. Some are just higher on the level than others.
Yeah, and I think that if we all just kind of stay at our own levels, things seem to go more smoothly.
Yeah, because I learned what my son's triggers are, and I learned to avoid those triggers because he can't help that they're triggers. If that makes sense.
I don't mean for people to walk on eggshells around me at all. That's the last thing I want. I want people to be able to be as much themselves as I'm claiming this space to be for me. But if people don't like something about me that I don't have a problem with, then there's only one choice. They have to do something about it because I'm not going to change.
In other words, there's the sign on the door that says exit, right?
Right. Exactly. Yes.
I was being a little facetious. Yeah, I tried to get I tried to get iFi to come back.
Did he leave? Did he finally depart?
Well, he said he was going to. I don't know if he actually did or not. He said he's going to go dig that bunker deeper.
The last stream was 2 days ago. But that's another good thing to talk about is men doing it to other men. It's not just the women. It is not just the women. Exactly. I watched Andrew Wilson, and I watched Andrew Wilson scapegoat iFi, and I watched iFi hold his ground very nicely. And then I turned around and watched Based Oracle try to do the same thing to Andrew. And then iFi tried to do the same thing to me. So all the men are doing it to each other. There's no one innocent and no one guilty. They are all passing it off to each other with the scapegoating, the policing, the setting somebody up to be some kind of threat or negative to the community, or demonize or stigmatize, and and scapegoat. And none of it's based on rationality. It's all based on this irrational. Well, I don't want to say irrational because I think emotions and trauma and subjectivity have its own rationality to it. But it's not based on anything logical.
I think a lot of it has to do with social media and YouTube. You know, we're replacing face-to-face with these electronic forms of communication, and people are forgetting how to be people.
I think that's some of it too. And I think actually DeFreak could have saved me a lot of words just now. I think I was saying exactly this.
What did he say? I can't see it. I'm driving.
Panoverse is allowing men to get in their full feminine energy. I
Well, I
know.
think
Is surrender feminine? That is something I have such a hard time. I can get myself just up to the limit, but I can't ever fully let go. And if that ability to just fully let go, it's like my friend told me one time. I hate swimming in water where I can't see. It has to be a swimming pool or
in
something like that,
clear
like a
water.
man-made thing. I cannot swim in a river or a lake if I can't see what's in the water around me, or even the ocean sometimes. And she said that
Right.
the key is to be in the water, be in the dirty brown water that you can't see, and just embrace the water and surrender to the experience. And I cannot do that ever. I cannot let my guard down enough to just lay in some brown, dirty water and just surrender. There's no way. Psychologically, I am not built that way. So if that's a feminine trait, hats off to you ladies, because that is that is someplace I can't even get to.
Can't or won't.
I cannot, and I do it with like psychedelics too. When you get to the point of ego death, and you let your mind go and it dissolves into the universe, I can get right up to that point, but I can't let my mind dissolve. It's that little point of consciousness still hangs on every time.
Oh, kind of like me. I remember I went to a smoking cessation thing, and they brought in this hypnotist, and there was like 40 of us in the class. I was told to leave.
Wait, what? Oh, because you couldn't. It wouldn't
Yeah,
work
he
on you.
could.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't work on me either.
and I ended up busting up laughing from the techniques he was trying to use. It was almost like being in kindergarten again.
You're too aware. You catch all that.
I
Part of it
guess.
depends on like sleight of hand or suspension of disbelief, and if you can't do that, then it's not gonna work.
I mean, I felt bad, but I just I couldn't co-sign the BS.
I sometimes wish I could be hypnotized. I think it would make my life a lot easier.
I don't know if I've ever met anybody that's actually underwent hypnosis.
I have a friend
anything.
who's a hypnotherapist, and he put me under therapeutic hypnosis. But all it was getting in a really deep, relaxed state so that I could access some very early
Clear
memories.
your mind.
And I can access them without the hypnotism. The hypnotism just allowed me to like get into a more like a deeper state with maybe sharper detail or greater detail. So it I would say for what it provided me, I could do most of that on my own without the hypnotherapy. But for people that do have trouble accessing earlier memories or parts of their mind, it can get your mind relaxed and receptive. Um, so it might help there with some people. For me, it wasn't worth the payoff. But it did get me to that state where I noticed there was a noticeable difference. But it was not an extreme difference.
Well, some people need a foundation to go by if they don't know how to do it or if they can't do it on their own. Sometimes they need a little push or
Jack
instructions.
Is very yeah, and that's great for people that do. And I mean, I might even benefit from that too if somebody could figure out what my instructions are, because it's not the instructions that work for everybody else. Yeah, I think more or less that, and kind of like relaxation and meditation techniques.
Yeah, I remember when Denizen first started. I first started seeing Denizen around the same time I started noticing Brown's Boy.
Oh.
And I thought they were both coming from the same angle, but then I realized Denizen goes much deeper. He's not a prankster.
I don't. I think people underestimate Brown's Boy. I don't think he's necessarily. I don't think he's just a prankster, or even necessarily a prankster.
Well, right. What I meant was he's always trying to lighten things and tell some really flat jokes that just don't land.
I think he's hilarious. I get his jokes. That's why I think he's hilarious.
But yeah, I like Brown's Boy. Yeah, I like Brown's Boy. I like Denizen. I got nothing against them.
I like you too, Chuck.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
Oh, look at all positive note.
Did Monograph ever dox you yet, Dennison?
Yeah, probably.
I'm still waiting. I ain't seen no results. So,
what do you think the chances are he's going to pay?
0.
Yeah.
How does he have this remarkable ability to identify exactly which trailer in the woods people live in?
He doesn't. He uses facial recognition to look up people's Facebooks, and then he has everything he needs to know
I do
about
that
you.
with my dates online.
Yep.
I'm constantly.
We watched him fail at it as he tried to use this avatar to dox me on a live stream. Like you can see his
mad.
Yeah, you could see his screen on the live stream. You could watch him trying to morph my face and find Vincent D'Onofrio, and he's so bad at it that he couldn't even find out that this was Vincent D'Onofrio. Like, you could just do a Google image search on this, and it'll tell you that it's Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, he kept screaming at Dennis, "Turn your camera on! Turn your camera on!" And Dennis is like, "Nope, this is."
I don't even have a camera. There's no camera attached to this device.
He got flustered and left.
Just the OBS camera. That's all I have.
Telephone to you?
Huh?
It's just a big fancy telephone to you.
I don't have a smartphone either. Like, I have some old ones in a box somewhere.
Oh wow! So this is your whole interface with the world.
Well, I have a burner, so.
Oh, okay.
And this is my PC. There's no camera attached to it.
Oh, okay. Had me wondering there for a minute.
That's how it was.
Are you using dedicated internet?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say most of the time your connection is always really strong. That's why I asked.
Yeah, the weakest link is my wireless headset. I have gigabit.
Is that the only headset you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. When my headset goes dead, then I don't even bother to try to do anything on the panel words.
Oh, it's the kind you charge up.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but it holds a charge for about 120 hours, so I can't complain. Now, if Denizen would turn his VPN off so we could ping him.
Facts.
I don't think he's been back since that day either, Denizen.
I didn't mean to do that. Like, I felt bad because Flo accused me of enjoying the way he was acting. And
you did enjoy it.
I did not.
At the moment, I meant.
The fact that it was perceived that way, though, made me reflect upon some of my behavior.
Well, what it was because of the way, the verbiage, the words he was using, knowledge in that field, you were just calling him out on what he was saying, and he couldn't back it up. So he was getting aggravated. You were just trying to dig a little deeper.
Speaking of, there's
there
our boy.
Who's that?
Lanza.
Oh, Lanza.
He's a Brown.
The Brown boy.
I'm a Brown Lanza.
Son.
I'm a Brown Lanza. Extravaganza.
Talcott's long lost son.
Yeah, you think so?
I'm just kidding, Brown.
No, he might be. I don't know. I wasn't there for my conception,
You weren't. You weren't invited to the party.
I obviously won the race, but
the potato sack race. What's up?
Nothing. I was seeing if anything was live. And like I saw you were live, and it was like 18 views. I was like, oh, that's more than usual for some reason.
18. All
I had
right.
like 7 or 8 people streaming it. All these other channels.
It's the strong male presence that did it.
Yeah, this is the man.
The unseen.
And Cynthia thinks I'm sexist
See
now.
this.
She's going to crusade against me.
No, and then and I saw, like, I clicked on it and I saw Brown's in the chat. So
yeah, and then we were talking about you too.
And then I saw Denizen and all my friends.
Oh. Well, good. It's good to see you.
I'm glad to be a person in your.
You are fighting a little bit with the mic, but
I'm what?
You're roboting a little bit with the mic. Is that another?
I'm gonna go outside and touch this pine tree real quick.
Is that what caused it?
No.
Oh. Yeah, probably. But I am Asperg though, so if it's not going to change. So if spurging makes women, I do have a theory, and I've said it before. I think neurotypical men can pick up, like, they're very attuned to women and their signals, and I am not. So I think women send out these little micro signals when they're getting escalated, and men adjust to them. And because I don't pick on them, I just keep going at my normal path or whatever. And then women don't know what to do with that because they're not used to meeting men that don't adjust to the little signals, and they freak out. That's my theory on it. So I think it is the spurgery, but there's nothing I could do about it. Women just need to stay away from me if that's the issue.
I'm under
my experience, no, unless they can, like Ken, if they can infantilize you, you notice that, like, that bond that forms, or you see it with Noelle, if they can infantilize you and use you as their cute little project, yes. But if they can't, if you challenge them in any way, if you trigger an emotion in them, they don't know how to regulate, but they always tell men to regulate, but they don't model it. Any of that, no, they do not like the Spurgs. We are their worst nightmare because we are the one group that's immune from their bullshit. And we're blunt and direct enough to tell them. At least I am.
Half the time when I talk to my friends, they think I want to fight them.
Just from your approach?
Yeah, they just be like, "You want to throw what? You want to buck? You want to go buck?"
Oh my God, they're like a bunch of drag queens. They do the same thing on RuPaul. You coming at me, girl? Don't come at me like that, girl. Every little thing is an attack.
What did I miss? Anything? Or because I'm pretty blind about what's going on.
Well, Denizen and them were on a panel earlier. Glenn Lawrence, I think.
Yeah.
And we were having a conversation about men and self-awareness and stuff, and it was really bizarre to me. So I wanted to open up one where we could have an actual conversation, like our version of that conversation. And so I decided to make it a man-only panel, and some people didn't take kindly to that. They took it very personally.
All right, Chuck.
Right. The bad. You think that's evolutionary? Like, those are the gorillas that can protect them and their baby? I like the bad boys too. Although my best relationship was with the good guy, and I would pick that again every single time. I just got into it by accident. There's no way I would purposely be able to get into a relationship like that.
Are you responding to a comment? Sorry, I can't see the screen.
Daniel Price.
Daniel Price.
He says it's a subconscious maternal instinct. They say they want good men, but go for the asshole bad boys. They think they can fix, mold, and turn into projects. Yes. I am not a woman's project. I'm not their child to raise, and I'm not their boyfriend. If they can interact with me like a fellow American citizen, they can never seem to do that because this other psychological stuff keeps interfering.
That's right. Fellow American citizen. Take her citizen test once a year. She's got to pass it.
Well, no, you just have to be born. Like, there's the rules for citizenship, but or even okay, forget citizen, fellow globals, because they could be a tourist, they could be an immigrant. It doesn't necessarily have to be a fellow American, a fellow human on the planet. Right. That's a good point, Dutchie, that I suspect some women take on projects as a surrogate for fixing themselves. It's easier to fix somebody else. No, I know. I retracted it. Lanza made a good point. See, I am cognitively flexible when I need to be.
I'm missing what's going on here, but I gotta go. Yeah.
All right. Have a good one. We'll see you
Good.
around.
Later.
Okay. Take care.
All right, Brown.
Right. Well, how are y'all doing? You want to wrap it up? Bex or Frank, if you're out there, is Survivor an option?
Survivor.
Yeah, we're watching the male-female season. It's men versus women. And the women, they're like blatantly admitting our strategy is to use our boobs and make the men horny and distract them with our beauty. Like they are shamelessly exploiting their femininity to win this game.
It must be an old one then.
It's Survivor. I
Men
think it's the sixth
versus
season
women.
from 2003. Daniel, I think I'm not going to post it, but I think you pretty much have the last word on today's conversation. Or maybe Dutch.
What's he saying?
Oh, I just take a look at it in the chat. I don't even want to read it.
Oh, okay.
It's a choice DP comment. All right. Well, Chuck, you have anything you want to put out there or leave us with? Hey, we still need your elder wisdom.
On what though?
Anything. Just give us some
Well, elderly advice would be try to be kind to everybody, regardless who they are. And you don't have to be anybody's doormat.
Define try and define nice. But specifically try. When do I get to check off the box that I tried? Well, I tried to be nice. I do try. I tell everybody I start out nice. People tell me all the time how nice I am, even though I scored a 12 on politeness.
I go by
I
the
start out
strike
nice,
3.
but where it stays it's up to them. Like if you're gonna come and attack me and call me sexist or attack my autism, whatever, like the nice is gonna not it expires at that point. But I can keep it going as long as you can keep it going. I'm from the South. I know how to work nice. Yes, exactly. We end as we began. This is what the conversation on the other panel started and ended with. Know thyself. They spent a whole Denizen came on there and gave some basic. It goes all the way back to Socrates. Simply know thyself. The whole panel kicked up and reacted against him, and I think it was because of something about Denizen. I don't think it was because of his advice. And they talked about it for like half an hour before they all concluded that, well, guys, it really just comes down to knowing yourself. It's like Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. That's what I've always lived my life by. Denizen's laughing his ass off, saying, yeah, that's the exact thing that I said when I came on that they all attacked him for and argued about for 30 minutes before they all agreed. It just had to come out of their mouth instead of his, because there's some social bullshit involved as well. Yeah, I saw it too. That's why I started this panel. I thought it was so ridiculous, that dynamic, that I said, let me make a panel where that's not going to happen and we can have an actual conversation. All right, Bex, sounds good. I think we're going to go to the Discord and start the Killing Fields True Crime series, if anyone wants to join us there. Go ahead, Chuck.
I said, whose panel was he on?
Who?
Glenn had a whole bunch of other people also. Well, not now that you.
I think I'm in the dead zone.
Hey, there's something going on with your sound.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I finally got it working, baby.
All right.
Oh, it's
good. We can get your wisdom too.
Jesus.
Moose, what did you do to Barney?
Wait, what'd we do?
He threatened to dox him.
Did you forget the kiss?
No, I did not threaten to dox him. No. Okay, so this is what happened. I was telling a story, right, about how I was discriminated against at work for being more able to do someone's job and having the ability to do multiple jobs in the building. Well, Barney comes up, and I'm in the middle of the story, and he starts throwing details that weren't there. You know, just keeps going and throwing the details and stuff. And the way it paints me out is like a complete asshole, right? Which is, you know, I would own up to it if that was the way it was, but it wasn't like that. And I kept telling him, I said, you know, you're adding shit that's not real. You need to stop. You need to stop. Well, I finally just like said something about like, hey, you know, like you should take it seriously online, the people that you slander and try to defame, you know, because what if you got sued or something? I said something like that about suing him. And then he immediately dropped off the stream. He says, I'm not on the stream with anybody who's going to say something like that. And I'm like, dude, I repeatedly told you not to add details to the story. I'm in the middle of a story. Let me finish the story. Then you can, you know, say what you want to say, but you can't add shit that's not there. You can't just make shit up about someone and act like it's real. You know what I mean? It's fucked up.
And wasn't he bringing in stuff about your wife?
Yeah, he was saying all kinds of just weird shit. And I'm not even mad about it, but it's... What is it? It's like, dude, like...
No, Barney was speculating. Have you watched Barney watch videos? He speculates. He sees little things that he runs with. That's what he was doing. He was doing a bit. He doesn't know moose from moo. And he was doing a bit. And he came on and he took a risk doing it. And he reaped the whirlwind.
But did you threaten to dox him in any way whatsoever?
He did make a comment about if
dox him. I didn't say dox him.
His wife or family, he's gonna file a lawsuit or something like that. And that was enough for
file a lawsuit.
In Barney's mind, that was an escalation beyond just internet throwing.
I don't know. It was so comical that even I didn't take it seriously. But he immediately he knew. You know, like I guess he's done this shit before. And gotten that response.
Well, he has a history, like a real life history with that he's talked about before. So I can understand his reaction, but my God, we're all adult grown men. We can move past this for sure.
Especially since I apologized and told him that's not my intention. My intention wasn't to, you know, to bring him any stress or anything like that. Just, yeah. He's just being a prima donna though.
Welcome based, and just to be transparent, I was rooting for you. I wanted to like your thing on Andrew Wilson, but I was very disappointed and very cringe watching the debate with Andrew. It did not go well for you, my friend. So I want to be on record.
That wasn't a debate. I'm sorry.
No, it was not a debate. But Andrew doesn't debate. Like most of Andrew's shows are not debates either.
No,
it was a struggle session, is what it was, or an attempted struggle session. Andrew handled it like a pro.
You think?
Yeah.
I know.
Absolutely.
I think he took a lot of cheap shots.
What opportunity? I first of all, I hope Moose is an opportunist because I want him to find opportunities where he can contribute his talents and be successful. That's what I'm looking to do, and that's what I'm looking to provide here. So I hope we're all opportunists.
You know, Jeff, the sad thing is that people like to freak, right? They're okay with the mediocrity in the world. They're okay with it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
I don't want to make assumptions about
I'm not going to assume
like
totally, but I kind of like the guy, right? But at the same time, I'm like, dude, why wouldn't you want to be ready to take an opportunity when it's presented? That's the whole goal, right? You work and you practice at something, and then somebody says, "Hey, I'll pay you to do that something." And then the next thing you know, that you got a job doing that something. Like, what is the problem with that? Like, he goes everywhere he goes, he says, I'm an opportunist. Of course I'm an opportunist, but I don't take opportunity for the sake of my morals.
And let me tell you something about Moose. Moose has contributed more to this community than almost anyone behind the scenes, and he's done all kind of stuff promoting. He's produced some content for it. Moose puts in effort. He has skin in this channel, so he's not just here like exploiting an opportunity and nothing's coming back.
I appreciate that. A lot of people actually don't even like mention, when they have people. What are they called? What are they called? Denizen, producers. People that actually like submit content for somebody's show and stuff. A lot of people don't say nothing. Jack Talcott was pretty gracious though.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think there's room for reconciliation here. I value Barney and I value Moose, and I think this is a misunderstanding.
It's a total misunderstanding. We met each other on the wrong day. I was all fired up, and he decided he was going to try to troll me, and I just was not having it that day.
Right.
And he didn't understand that. That's all it was.
Well, you were being vulnerable with how you were putting out your situation, and he just jumped right.
Because he's sensitive to that. Because he's vulnerable. And he was seeing what it looks like in someone else, and he came up here to attack it because that's what his insecurity is around.
And I'm not insecure about opening up like that, and I'm not gonna like let someone do that to someone else who comes up on the panel, because what happens is it's similar to like women going on the panel, right? If a woman sees another woman go on the panel, they'll go on the panel. If they see the way the discussion goes is fine and they're treated fine, they might go up on panel. If a woman goes on the panel and she's treated like dog shit, other women are going to see that and be like, dude, they're going to treat me like dog shit because I'm a woman. It's just how people think. It's automatic. It's not like you have to actually even like,
I want women to think that.
It's subconscious,
And considering the stuff men are going through, like we need to come together, and this is so insignificant, relevant to the actual issues out there, that we need all the men we can get on our team, and so all of this petty infighting is only going to damage all of us in the long run.
Well, it would be great if he would come back up and just like, reconciliation. Like he agreed that one stream. He said, "Oh yeah, we'll work on it from here," and then every day since then, he's been against it. What's up, Gary?
Hey, Gary.
We'll work on it from here. And then,
did you want to come up, or did you mean to just be in the back? All right. I think he wanted to come with something in the back. If you do want to come on, let me know.
I sent him an email again, but I think my email is getting blocked from him.
Oh, are you on Discord? Or y'all on
Resend. Okay, got it, Gary. I'll resend it.
Oh.
Well, that's just like yesterday. I was watching Jack's show, and he says he sent a text to his old AA sponsor, and he reads the text, and at the end of the text, he says, "When you feel like you're ready to apologize to me, I'm open for it." And got a response back from the sponsor and said, "I told you a long time ago, do not ever contact me again."
Wait, who was that?
Like, holy shit. Yesterday on Talcott.
This was all live?
Yeah.
You got the text
who was
live?
Talcott talking to?
His old AA sponsor.
Oh, wow. He called him live on air.
Well, no, he texted him. And he told him, let's love, peace, and all that. But then at the end of his message, he said, "When you're ready to apologize, let me know," or something like that. And he expected a positive response from that. I found that, oh boy.
Ooh, I think I even would have known.
So yeah. And I'll admit I got a little bias with Moose because I've met Moose in real life, so I'm biased.
I'm biased toward Moose too. He seems like a good guy.
I
He
am a
is. I
good
mean,
guy.
he's only 4'11". I mean, there's
But then
only
I've been fooled before.
How do I
no Moose.
resend an email?
Moose is
What
a
the
decent guy.
A decent guy? I'm a fucking amazing legend, brother. I would jump in a fire to save my friends. Well, I have a daughter now, so it's different. But
Unless it's Barnabas, right?
no,
He
even
probably would
him,
say
like
Barnabas. I think he would.
like him. You know, I recognize where he's weak. I have similar weaknesses in some ways. You know.
Oh, I agree.
So
I
it's like,
can't hate anybody that much.
Yeah, I don't think any of
there
us
we go.
could sit on
Sent
this
it.
panel and watch Barnabas burn in a fire.
No, and the thing is like I think that he really doesn't want to be here. I guess when he leaves, it's just an easy escape. It's like, oh, Moose is here. I'm out. You know, I don't know.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to address it internally. It's the only thing I can figure.
I'm cool with just like, you know, making love, not war. Especially with Talcott. Like that's why I have a problem with Talcott is because he's fake. He's totally fake.
Big time,
When he says, "Oh, I forgive you," you know what he really means is like I'm gonna allow you to be in my presence and be part of this as long as you go with the program. The second you don't go with the program, then you are going. I'm gonna bring up every single thing that you've ever done to me. And
that's called a grudge.
It's crazy, dude. Especially since the one day he holds against me the most was on Paul's birthday, Neanderthal Paul, right? I took Talcott's channel over for like 8 hours for Paul. I took it over, and it was like, it was insanity, right?
I thought that was pitiful from my viewpoint.
Right, you thought that was pitiful, right? But from a producer standpoint, it was fucking gold. It was absolute gold because he had the most views that any of his videos had ever seen. Everybody was watching it. Everybody was talking about it. More people were there the next day to see what was going to happen. And then it was just like boom, 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 boom. Like Talcott's been growing ever since. And then all of a sudden he hit a wall again because everybody's starting to realize that he's not going to actually put the work in. But I put a shit ton of work to get him monetized.
Did you get anything in return?
Yeah, I didn't ask for anything, but I received a gift.
Okay. Well, good. Yeah, Moose right now is streaming to like 5 or 6 channels. So those of you think that Moose is here to leech an opportunity, so he's helping to create that opportunity on his own. So he's contributing to the opportunity, to making the opportunity happen for himself and for other people.
Wait, being opportunistic is bad?
I think that was the implication from one of the comments.
Shit.
All right, I think I'm ready to wrap up. So, because there's if the people coming in the back trying to type in private, just type to me on Discord or something. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, that's true. I just want to wrap this up with thank you everybody who put their time, energy, and attention into this broadcast today. We appreciate it. Before you go, hit the like, share, and subscribe to the channels because it doesn't cost you anything, and we are all trying to grow our channels together. So thank you, and have a wonderful day. Praise God.
You bastard! You stole my outro.
Oh,
I totally was gonna say.
You have to think of another deity.
But I was totally gonna end it with Jack Talcott lives. That was going to be my outro, and he stole my thunder without even knowing it.
Caress
That's
the
it.
like.
Let's.
Yes, if you're a woman,
Moose,
caress the like button. If you're a man, smash the button. Mash it.
Moose beat the internet right there, so I'm not going to try to top that. Let's just, unless you got a monologue, I'm done.
Nope. I'm ready to go watch TV.
Hell yeah.
Good seeing you. I think we should do it again.
Thank you for this. Peace.
You too. Thank you. Great contributions. All right. That's our man talk today. And see you for the next one whenever it is. You know the rule. I'll either be on tonight or probably sometime tomorrow during the day. Daniel, have you subscribed yet? You're like my one holdout. How do you know when I'm on if you're not subscribed? Yeah. Yes, so thanks men, and thank women too. It is not all women, and also other men are doing some of this too. So I don't want to make it seem like a black and white male female issue. It's more female energy or values or psychology versus male energy, values, and psychology. And there's both genders are involved on each side. So it's a little more shaded and nuanced than I might be making it appear. And I do want to acknowledge that. And all of my honey badgers and my female I would not be here today if it were not for the women, amazing women in my life. I was raised by women. I grew up with women. In many ways, they made me who I am today. So I am not anti-woman. I am anti-female bullshit and manipulation, especially when it's directed at me. All right. That's what I got for you today. And I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Thanks for watching. Oh, hang on. Let me put my little promotion banner if you want to help. All right. There we go.